The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys!
Blowing out of the backfield, exploding down the sideline.
This is Hangin' with the Boys, presented by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Now, your hosts, Nate Newton, Kurt Daniels, Jesse Holley, and Shannon Gross.
You are looking live at Tostitos Championship Plaza outside Ford Center at the Star in Frisco, where it is 84 degrees. It feels like 84. The high is 89. The low is 65.
The low is 42
When?
42
to 10.
Oh, God. Are you going to do your...
Yeah, Shannon, Nate, Kurt, Jesse.
Do
we
you
are.
wanna-
Yeah, Shannon, Kate, Nert. Shannon, Nate.
Shannon, Kate, Nert.
Shannon, Nate, Kurt, Jesse. Together, we make Hanging with the Boys. We got hung. We got 42 hung on us last night. We are the sports talk equivalent of Braille. The Niners made us feel.
Rangers won.
Sure.
Rangers beat the Cowboys.
They scored more points than the Cowboys.
11.
Wow. All right, man. I don't even. Well, you know what? Let's try to lessen the blow. Nate hasn't spoken to us since he walked in. His backpack's still on, so we might.
He has the backpack and the fanny pack on.
Yep, and he hasn't looked up since he sat down. I think he's upset. We'll get to him in a minute. He's looking through the stats.
Not much to look through.
The pod picks was interesting because there were 4 players that were tied with 4 receptions, 2 on each team. So we have 2 winners. CeeDee Lamb, Kurt, Jesse, Brandon Ayuk, and then the other 2 were, what's their fullback's name? How do you say his last name?
Kyle Juszczyk.
Yeah, Juszczyk and Tony Pollard. They all had 4 receptions.
I don't know. That was what was the question? Who would lead? Who would have
Most
the
receptions in the game. And the score, Chris nailed the total, 52 total points. Unfortunately, he had the Cowboys winning 31-21. And second closest was me picking the 49ers 24-23 with a total of 47. Jesse had 43 and Kurt had 44 in the 49ers.
The over-under was 45, right?
Yeah, 45 or 45 and a half.
Yeah, they didn't get it.
No.
No.
So, good news. Kevontae Turpin can catch. Hell of a catch by him. Bad news. Don't know how long he's out.
Yeah.
Good news is the one area coming into the season that we were worried about.
Not an issue.
Not an issue. Perfect.
Yeah.
The kicker is good.
Yeah.
The one place we said
That's where we're at.
we were worried. The kicker's good. Other than that, Kurt, take it away.
God, don't throw this at me, man.
I mean, where do we even? I mean, where do you even go? Here's the thing with how fans are feeling, and I get it because I felt it last night. You know, to get where you want to be, you have to go through this team, and it feels different than Philly. Like, it feels different than getting beat by Philly because you know you get them again later in the year in the regular season, and then you might get them in the playoffs. This just feels like you can't beat this team. Like, it just feels like
No, it doesn't feel like that. It is that.
It is that.
It is that.
And it's not. And we talked Friday about
Nate's alive.
Who's got the edge?
Nate's laughing.
And we all felt like, yeah, there could be a loss coming, but they're close. The edge is
Right.
I mean, it's close.
And I would take a moral victory today, Jesse.
I would.
I would
Play
take
tough and lose by one?
Oh,
Yes,
yeah,
I'd
give me
love that.
Yeah, we would be disappointed, but you wouldn't feel like the season's over. And I think what are you? You want to look at some more numbers? Okay. Nate still hasn't spoken. We'll see what's going on with that. But you would feel like you had a chance because you know the season's going to change, and some of the good teams now are going to wind up being bad, and some of the bad teams now are going to wind up being good. But this just feels like you got outmatched, outcoached, outplayed.
You keep saying
everywhere.
it feels like.
Right.
Like, stop saying that.
I'm trying to
like,
make
no.
myself feel
Stop,
better.
stop saying that, please.
Okay.
Stop saying like it feels like
This is the show. This is the equivalent
I
of
know.
real. I'm trying to make sure everybody feels.
And the blind folks saw last night that this wasn't a feel type game. Like, so we got to stop. Please stop using that. It felt like, it feels like.
It
nah,
happens. It is.
it is
Reality. Okay. Thanks.
No problem.
Thanks, voice of reason. And if that ain't enough, it's on TV, 42-10. There we go. I mean, we're going to take calls because I know you guys need to vent. I know y'all need to. 888-855-2297. Yes.
Oh,
you
welcome
can.
to the show,
all
Nate. This
right.
is
What do you got,
Nate
Nate?
Newton.
One thing that I always pick the Cowboys to win. I always will. But you did something that it proved our point, and y'all kind of got mad at me. Come on, Nate. I'm gonna go through it again. I'm gonna ask you the same questions he asked you Friday. We're gonna go by position. Who got the better quarterback?
Just mark them all down.
Yeah.
49ers.
Yeah. See, and I kept saying.
Well, he warned us.
But no,
He did warn us.
Yeah, I kept saying 49ers. 49. And by the time we got the O-line, come on, Nate. Come on, Nate. Like I tell you, I'm always, at the end of every Friday, I'm going to pick the Cowboys because it's always a way to win. But during the week, when Jesse is doing some great breakdowns and stuff like that, and I'm going along with it, and we trying to tell y'all what it is, please listen. These Cowboys have no consistency. And without any consistency, you cannot be a winner. You cannot be a winner if you have no consistency. And the bigger the games, the better your stars have to be. You tell me what star showed up yesterday.
Just the ones on their helmets. That was it.
And I've been thinking, I'm like, Shannon, when you did, I said, okay. When I was over here on Friday, y'all laughing at me, I said, okay, all right. Cowboys with a bloody, now it's a bloody 42 instead of a bloody 3.
You know what? Like as this, like I'm watching it real time, right? And you kind of sit there after the game is over, and we have our text chain, and we're texting.
Normally we don't during the game.
Right.
But this one,
By the way,
You started early, back
we started super early.
Yeah, well, maybe
Yeah,
a little
y'all
too
did.
early.
Y'all was
Yeah,
going
yeah.
at
I'm on
it,
the
man.
field and
Wow.
I'm getting these. And I look down and my phone has like 16 missed text messages, and I'm like, "What are we doing here?"
Yeah.
I'm with you, Chris. I'm like, whoa.
It started early. After that first hour, I was like, "Uh-oh, fellas, this is." And the game is over, and Nate and I, we both have our respective post-game shows,
Yeah.
and then you get a chance to sit with it overnight, and then you wake up to it, and you process it. And the thing that stuck out to me the most was this: you look at the playoff game last year, and you think to yourself, "Man, that was a really close margin. That this team is close." Right? And you're like, man, a play here, a play there, you do this, you do that, and this thing can really.
add a guy here, do this. Yeah.
And then you come into this game,
And you go backwards.
and it was almost like Kyle Shanahan and company said, you know what? They thought that it was like they thought the margin was closer than what it really was. And they thought that, we can just do a thing here, a thing there, and this game would have a different outcome. And what made it so embarrassing and what made it so deflating was Kyle Shanahan took this personal and widened the gap. So now you have nothing to hold your hat. You have nothing to believe. Because he said, oh, yeah, you guys thought, you guys, because if you just score one more point, you can get in this. And you think that you kind of got a little something on our defense. And the defense said, no, you don't. No, you do not. And then offensively, he was like, you know what? We held those guys. Brock Purdy's not that. And then they said, no, he is like that, and we are like that. And it was just Michael Irvin has a great term a great quote. He always says, in order to, he says you beat a man. Or something like you.
To beat a man, you got to beat the man.
No, he has a. That's Ric Flair.
Yeah.
That's Ric Flair. but Michael Irvin would always say something like, like you beat a man by beating him at his strengths. Oh no, at his weaknesses. But you break a man when you beat him at his strengths. And I think they broke us. Like, they broke the Cowboys last night because the thing that we thought was our strength, they made look like a JV team. They made our defense look like a JV team. Micah Parsons in the last 8 games had 5 plus pressures in the last 8 games. It was a record. He had 1 pressure last night. Mm-hmm. He had 0 sacks, and I think he had 0 tackles. Like, that tells you all you need to know about what this team was. And then, for whatever reason, Dan Quinn decided, I'm going to line my best up against their best. I'm going to line Micah Parsons up against Trent Williams. And Trent eliminated him. Mm-hmm. Like, he eliminated him. He eliminated him.
Remember you said for every time Michael Parsons dropped back,
it's a waste of rep.
And I try to tell y'all, every time you line up on 71,
it's a waste of rep.
I love the Dallas Cowboys. But let a man prove himself before you give him his accolades. If he want to talk, let him talk. But let a man prove who he is before you give him his accolades. This team is
he had 1 solo tackle.
This team is too inconsistent to be a contender on the level that, you know, I keep hearing Super Bowl, and I keep trying to tell everybody, this is not how you get to a Super Bowl. When you neglect the trees in the forest, because if you don't chop down every tree, no matter how big and small, and you figure out what tool you have to use, a big band saw, small saw, an electric saw, you got to chop down every tree before the forest is gone. And we keep telling these guys over there, you are a Super Bowl. The last time we were on a Super Bowl, Parsons wasn't even born. If he was, he was 4 years old, crawling around on the ground.
How old is Parsons? 24.
So when you start talking about this, how about let's get to past this second round. How about let's win a second round game? How about let's win the NFC East? Things like that. It don't matter. How about winning the NFC East? How about gathering yourself up, watching all the film you need to watch, being in the right gap, holding ground when they double teaming you? How about just playing football and enjoying it and not worrying about what we over here think? You know, it's too much going on. It's too much going on. It's too much going on. I'm not telling kids that they can't make their money. Make your money. I'm not telling you that you can't have podcasts. Do your podcast. But like the great Mike Irvin once said, what if you was the star of every game? Guess what you would have then if you were the star of every game? Nick Bosa, whether we call his name or not, guess what? He the star of every game because he handles his business on that field every Saturday, every Sunday, every Thursday, whatever the day the game is. We don't do that. We're not consistent enough to handle our business. Now, the problems that we thought we had have all reoccurred. Can't stop the run. Can't run. Throwing interceptions, fumbles, untimely penalties. All these things have showed up 2 times in major ways, turned to be 2 losses in major ways. Now we're 3-2. Now we're 2 games behind the Eagles. We're 2 games behind the 49ers. And everybody, you know, it's rebuild time. Not blow the team away. It's rebuild your mind time. These guys are not mature enough yet to handle success. They're not. Now, they can tell me I'm wrong, but last year showed us that, and this year, early in the year, we're 3-2. That's not a good sign. Unless Philly has major injuries or the 49ers have major injuries, do you see them just throwing away games?
No.
We threw away a game. We threw away the Cardinals game. We had no control in this past game. You know, I was arguing with Isaiah, like, man, that late hit, I say, man, don't do that. I say, don't do that. He said, what you mean? I said, because a good team will handle that adversity and will stack a six on it to show you that it cannot happen. We didn't even answer. We went right on into the half, came right on out of the half, and we did not answer. Now you got guys that are disgruntled over there. What Coach McCarthy got to do is pull his troops up together and give them the rules and regulations of how these last 12 games are going to be played. Wherever it is, but he's got to do that because it's 12 games that's got to be played. Now, are you going to fall apart in these 12 games, or are you going to pick yourself up and win 10 of them so you can still be in the hunt at the end? We'll see.
Let's go to break first because there's so much that we have to dive into.
For somebody that was, because we all talking about we're going to let people call in. I knew y'all were going to let folks call in. Let's keep talking.
Just talk for 6 minutes. What do you mean, y'all?
We couldn't get him to even look up the first 5.
No, because
Come on, Micah Parsons.
I was praying you had the sheet. I was praying you had the sheet. You had the sheet. Thank you.
All right, we will take some calls and we will talk some more.
Who's the better?
Maybe talk you off the ledge or just maybe talk you right off the building. We'll see when we come back on Hanging with the Boys.
Fall is here, and that means football is back, bringing all the delicious game day foods with it. As you prep for all the big games, tailgates, and watch parties, let Yo Quiero be your one-stop destination for all things home gating. Yo Quiero's fresh, flavorful, ready-to-serve guacamole, made with real Hass avocados, will score taste bud touchdowns as you cheer on the Cowboys. Yo Quiero's wide range of mouth-watering and versatile products can be found in your local grocery store's produce or deli section. Grab some today.
Star Sports Tours is the only official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, offering exclusive game weekend travel packages with pre-game sideline access and photo ops with current players, cheerleaders, and Cowboy legends. You want to stay at a team hotel, attend the best tailgate party in Texas, tour the Star, and talk X's and O's with me, Everson Walls? With Star Sports Tours, you can. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today.
SeatGeek has your back no matter what kind of Cowboys fan you are. So whether you're a diehard fan or a don't really care fan, a we got 'em next time fan or we'll never win again fan, a here for the tailgate fan or a first one through the gates fan, SeatGeek not only makes buying and selling tickets easier than ever before, they made just about everything else easier too. So whether you're a here every week fan or haven't been here in years fan, SeatGeek has you covered. Download the SeatGeek app today. SeatGeek, your ticket to great Dallas Cowboys seats.
How's Wingstop sound? Crispy, juicy, classic wings. Made to order, cooked to perfection. And sauced and tossed in those 11 soul-satisfying flavors. Paired with hand-cut seasoned fries, house-made honey mustard, blue cheese, or signature Wingstop ranch. And of course, spicy Cajun fried corn. I think you've heard enough. Get your flavor delivered at wingstop.com.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Welcome back to the show each and every day. Our show is brought to you by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. And the second segment each and every day.
Cook, where are you?
Cooked
is brought to you by blockchain.com. Thank you, blockchain.com. Here's an interesting stat.
Cook is like how I like my wings from Wingstop. Cook. Fried hard.
Fried hard?
Cooked. Fried hard.
Here's a fun stat. George Kittle targeted 4 times, 3 receptions for 67 yards and 3 touchdowns. He's on that Schoonmaker plan. All he does is catch touchdowns. All right, before we go to the phones.
All right, before we get to the phone, did you see what George Kittle did? I think the second touchdown, maybe his third touchdown.
FU Dallas shirt under his pads.
Listen? When you do that, that tells me all I need to know.
Big bro.
You knew coming into this game that you were going to win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like you have,
he didn't do it after his touchdown. It was their last touchdown.
Oh, their last touchdown.
Yeah, I was standing right there. Yes.
So, like, to put that shirt on, that like.
Just to wear it. Just to wear that shirt.
They don't respect him.
Do you think that he put that in halftime, or do you think he had it the whole time?
I'm gonna say he had it on the whole time.
That's just him. Yeah.
Like he's like with his mindset as a wrestler, like he wants to be a WWE superstar. Like I feel like he had that on the whole game. Feels like that. Maybe put it on at halftime, but still.
You know what's so funny is that as I tell people like this right here, this brand is so huge. And players, when I hear players lie, when they're like, we don't pay attention to other teams. Oh my God, they hear it, man. They hear it because they see all those extra trucks and reporters show up when this game comes. They see it like, hold on now, we 5 and whatever, 4 and whatever, and these dudes just lost to the Cardinals. Y'all bringing this much to them? Mm-hmm. And it's always some extra push, man. There's always just a little extra oomph, So,
all right. So real talk, because
we ain't been having real talk.
We have been, but I want y'all's opinions on this because I feel like our there goes the word feel. Like again,
that's not a feel.
I feel like our fans think this is it. Season's over. We're 5 games in. Start rebuilding. Blow the team up. What's the point? We're not going to get past these guys. I mean, there's 12 games left. There's a lot of football left. But at the end of that 12-game road, at some point you're running into this monster again.
Yeah.
Do you guys think this is a lost season? It sounds so stupid to say, but 5 games in, is their season done?
Unless
for all intents and purposes.
Unless there is something that, and I don't wish injury on anyone, but that's the only way I can see this outcome changing. Because one way or another, you're going to face, and we all believe that you're probably going to split with Philadelphia, right? Like,
still, yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So one way or another,
still a good team.
One way or another, no, I'm just saying. At this point in time,
you laughing at me or him?
at this point in time, your best hope, and you have a treacherous December.
Oh, awful.
Pull the schedule up.
Holy moly, guacamole, what you got to deal with in December.
Read it real quick.
Well, you could start with Seattle, November 30th. Then you got the Eagles at Buffalo, at Miami, home to Detroit. Those are all top of the division type teams.
So if best you'll get a wild card bid, which means you have to go to Philly and or both. If Philly's there, Niners there, you got to go on the road to both of those teams.
Right.
I know a long way away.
A lot can change.
A lot can
but
change.
Right now, it does not feel good.
If you have to go on the road to either one of those teams, especially if you got to go back to Santa Clara.
Is there a fear that this thing just starts snowballing? Like if you go, Chargers,
you could
won
lose
their
next
last
week.
2.
Yeah,
Eckler's back.
Lose.
That's going to be a tough game.
Kellen Moore, you think he's not going to be?
Yeah, you come back home to a Rams team that's, they're not awful, and then you go to the Eagles.
Oh, and Rams, did you see what Cooper? They've got 3 receivers that can catch 150 yards apiece in one game.
I worried that this could. We've already seen CD's frustrated, and there's got to be some other guys. This thing.
Yeah, what's going on with CD?
You know what? I'm not saying a word because when I brought this up 3-4 weeks ago, everybody called me messy. Everyone said, "Oh, Jess, you just being messy." When
no one on this show did.
Not you guys.
Twitter.
Not you guys.
That's Twitter.
But when I heard that comment that CD made when he said, "Throw me the ball," or like, "How do you fix the red zone issues?" I was like, "Oh, wait a minute." Like that was a personal shot. Like that was, and then you see week in and week out. There's a shot that they showed for CD on the sideline, and he's standing. I'm not exaggerating. 25 feet from anybody on the Cowboys. Like he is standing so far on the sideline by himself, and the rest of the offense is at least 20 yards away from him. And you see him being demonstrative after every single completion. Anything that's not going his way, his hands are up in the air. He's pulling this, he had the one big catch, and he's looking at the sideline like, finally, thank you. Like,
is he getting open and they're just not finding him? Like, what happened last night with the receivers? Was that?
Let's take a call and we'll get back to that.
Okay, let's take our first call. Chris, who we got?
We got Emilio in California.
Are you screening these, by the way, Chris?
I'll try.
What's up, Emilio?
Well, to be honest with you guys, I have a sore throat from yelling at my TV last night. In my opinion, I believe that this doesn't all fall on Dak. The Niners are who we thought they are. They are big brothers. They put us in our place. And they punched us and then punched us in the gut. They chin checked us, in my opinion. our defense couldn't put up. They made them eat their. They had to eat their words down. I don't know how to say it. They just had to eat their words. They couldn't say nothing. And in my personal opinion, our next milestone to find out what we are is going to be Thanksgiving. It's going to bring it back to what Parcells used to say. We're going to find out what type of team you are once Thanksgiving comes around. And hopefully we can bounce back. And I'm not giving up hope, but I don't buy in until then. Let me know your opinions. Hopefully they can figure out a way to refocus and move on.
Thanks, Emilio. Appreciate the call, brother.
Thanks,
Thank you so
man.
much.
What you laughing about, Nate?
You got our fans stumbling. Even the fans try to stumble up, try to figure out. See, when you get beat up, all your mama will say is, baby, who did it? They can see the results.
Chris, do we have another caller?
We do.
Even Chris slow, yeah.
Well, no, I have to get rid of one and to bring in another one before I say the guy. It's Ronnie in Jersey.
Ronnie, what's up?
My Uncle Ronnie?
How you guys doing?
Oh, you're good, man.
No, not Uncle Ronnie. Nate,
I hope it's not Uncle Ronnie. Uncle Ronnie died in the spring. I hope Uncle Ronnie didn't get up out the grave and called into the show.
Nate actually, when he was speaking, he mentioned every single point I wanted to make. So he took that away from me. But that's exactly how I feel. Every single word Nate was talking about earlier, he's on it. That's why we love the man. He's right on it. But I heard Nick on the last show, on his show, saying that when he was in the locker room, he heard one of the players say that this, in a way, was a blessing. Man, when I heard that, I was like, I said, well, get ready, because they're about, with this schedule, they're about to get baptized. They're going to get baptized with this schedule. But my question is, where do we go from here? Because we've changed coaches. We've changed O-linemen. We've changed players, offense, defense. We've changed defensive coaches. And the only consistent player or thing in this team that I see is Prescott. He still continues to make the same mistakes. He continues to throw into triple coverage, double coverage. Yeah, he's gotten lucky so far this year. He should have like 7-8 interceptions this year by my calculations, by watching every single game, the way he plays. So what do you see? What needs to be the change? Because we got the speed receiver that they wanted. We all want it. What's the change? What's the future next change?
Thanks, Uncle Ronnie. Appreciate your call, brother. From Jersey. Appreciate your call, Uncle Ronnie. Thanks, man.
Where do you go from here?
And the player he was talking about was Michael Parsons. Who said that?
Oh. Yeah, he said some things. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, he said, I feel like there's nothing they did. We beat ourselves.
I don't know what game he was watching. Like after that comment, I go straight to the independent neurologist and say, we got to get this guy checked out. We beat ourselves? There was nothing about that game that said we beat ourselves.
You got manhandled.
Nothing about that game. And then he went on to say, what, Kurt?
Let's see, full quote. Look at the third downs. I jumped off sides. I got 7 points 5 plays later. Then on third down, McCaffrey, good teams like the 49ers, you beat yourselves, and it shows in multitude.
And then he said, losses like this are a blessing.
Yeah.
He said, champion have to conquer through losses. See, the thing is, you get it in this today's world. Everybody can be interviewed. You have the social media. You can do yourself. You can interview yourself. Whereas when we played, Jess, it was more streamlined. You know, Rich came and got you, or he didn't come and get you. And if he didn't come and get you, a lot of people weren't going to talk to you. Unless you were Michael Irvin or Emmett of that ilk or Troy. But everybody else, if they didn't come get you, you really wasn't going. You know, even if they needed some, I don't have enough, touches with people to get interviews to get to my show or to my station, you weren't going to get interviewed. Now everybody has a mic. And you have your own mic, so you got your own X, whatever. So when guys are saying things, we in the media should know better. We've seen enough games. Parsons, he's got to defend himself and his team. But it's a certain way you do that. And like I say, and probably I'm the last guy to talk about maturity, but you have to realize, if you don't realize what just happened to you, maybe it's some truth to what Jesse's saying. You need to talk to one of your friends or your father or somebody, because you just got beat up. You just got physically and mentally handled. And for you not to realize that, go ask Curse. Go ask number one. He probably don't feel that way. Go ask C.D. Lamb. I know he don't feel that way. Go ask Dak. Look at your team, man. You are a leader. Assess your team. That's when Michael Irvin was great. He could assess the team. He would listen to what the head coach has to say. So when he went in front of the podium, he sounded like he was, is the word lucid?
Yeah.
You
know
know,
with that.
like we're aware of what's going on and what's just happened. Mr. Parson ain't looked at Steele. Steele ain't feeling that. I promise you, Steele ain't feeling that way. The left guard is not feeling that way. These guys kind of got it handed to them.
And we anointed Tyler Smith and said how good he played.
Yeah,
he didn't show up. He didn't
play as well.
He didn't play as well.
Yeah. So what my thing is, it ain't our job to see. That's where I think, as an ex-player, sometimes I get caught up because I don't want you to say certain things around them. They are not a Super Bowl team. They are not an NFC championship team. They haven't even won the NFC East. They are a team that has very good talent that's not been assembled mentally the right way because they're too inconsistent. That falls on Coach McCarthy and your defense and offensive coordinators to get these guys thinking in the right way.
And I think, and also your leaders.
Yes.
And the thing that frustrated me a little bit about Parsons' comment in this quote, it's kind of got to read the room. Like, even after this game, he's out on the field swapping jerseys with Christian McCaffrey. Mm-hmm. Now, I get it. This is the new age and how they do things. But, dog, like, you didn't just lose this game. You got demolished. If that's what you want to do, send the ball boy. Send a trainer. Send someone else to that locker room with your jersey signed and say, hey.
They do that all the time. They go in the locker room and swap and say, hey, take this over to so-and-so.
Yeah, but, like, for you to be out on the field and, like, swapping jerseys, like, I'm not saying that you have to, like, hate this person, but read the room. At some point in time, you got to just say, you know what? This moment doesn't call for me to stand on this field and take a photo op with the team and the player who just whooped me, like embarrassed me. And then you come into the locker room and instead of standing up and saying, you know what? We got whooped. I'll take that. That's on me. I didn't have my guys ready. You say we beat ourselves. You say that this is a blessing. Like, all the things that you're saying tells me that you're not mentally in. Then of course, I think Sean said this morning on the flagship station, the Sean and RJ show. Micah has this thing where he says he's like the Mamba mentality, right? Like, Kobe's his favorite player and the mindset. Like, I look at, and Kobe's my favorite player. Kobe would never do that. If that's the way that you're Kobe would never, at the end of getting whooped like that, swap jerseys. Would never. So that tells me that your mentality, you're saying this ain't the same. It ain't the same, and that type of stuff right there, that doesn't hold well in the locker room. It just doesn't. When guys begin to see that, and I'm telling you, another loss. If they go out and lose to the Chargers this week, you're gonna start hearing whispers and fingers being pointed now because guys are trying to look around and trying to say, "Hold on now." It's bubbling already, and for Micah to go out and do that, one. It ain't like you went out there and you matched Bosa for performance-wise. Not like you went out there and you balled out and you were just like, man, those guys didn't really come with me. You didn't show up either. For all that people put you on a pedestal to be and put you in the conversation of LT, I've told people a lot of times, let's not say that, right? To put you on a pedestal of LT and those type of players, for you to come out in this big of a game, and it was a big game for the Cowboys. And you are the star of stars on this football team. You have 1 pressure, 0 sacks, and 1 solo tackle. And then you want to say the thing that you said is swap jerseys on the end of the field at the end of the game. That to me, that doesn't show the leadership that I thought he had and this team had with guys like that. That it was read the room. It was bad optics. It was bad timing. It just did not look well coming off what you just got finished having done to you.
All right, Chris wants to take one more call before we go to our last break. Who we got, Chris?
We got Adam in San Marcos. Sorry,
Adam.
Hey, how we doing? You guys there?
Yeah, we're here.
How you doing is the question.
Hey, I'm doing all right, man.
Okay,
I'm
good.
just looking, soul searching a little bit after that game last night. But you guys had some discussion about a test or a challenge last week about this game, and that challenge came, and we weren't able to meet it, and so they lost the game. But honestly, it seems like the same challenge this team has had. This particular team seems like, maybe the last 3 years they've been, getting run over. They get in battles with teams that are more physical than them. You get misdirections, you get pre-snap motions, things like that, and it gets this team off balance. I don't know if it's at this point, if they've actually taken a step back from where they were last year. I honestly don't even know if they can take the Commanders at this point. So I don't know. Maybe take me.
All right. Now, I mean, come on. Like, let's not lose ourselves in the midst of all this. Come on.
The Commanders are a physical defense, and this offense, even to this point, really hasn't done much. It's been carried by the defense this entire season. So until they can prove, heck, with the other coordinator, they were scoring 40-plus points a game. The offense themselves.
With the other who? What the other who, sir?
Kellen.
The other guy that we're going to face on Monday night.
Hey, I'm with. Hey, Jesse. Nate's laughing. Jesse's telling you to calm down. I might be right there with you, man. I might be right there with you.
I'm a huge Cowboys fan. I've been a big Dak defender, this whole time. But, honestly, I'm just trying to see it, like it is. And, I don't watch the all 22. I wish I had access to all that and whatnot, but I don't. Sometimes I'm like, is he holding the ball too long? Is it not open? Are they just covered? What's going on what we can't see? Because I don't want to just take the perspective of it's all his fault. It's all number 4. What's going on down the field? You have CD getting frustrated, but, are they just covered? And is it just a matter? It's not that we don't, we talk about scheme and this and that, but sometimes they're just better than you. You know what I mean? And the players are just better than you. Can't get open. So what can we do this season to, meet that challenge that we talk about or going forward, I know the season's not over. We got a lot of games to play.
12 more big redwood trees.
Thank you for the call,
Thanks
man.
for the call, brother.
I appreciate
12 more big redwoods.
Let's take a break and figure out what can we
you get the trees?
What can we, the collective 4 of us and Chris,
That's
do
weed.
to help this team
We good.
get it back on track after this break.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
And they snap it to Prescott, who looks right. It's not there. He escapes left. He'll run for a first down.
Just like football, when it comes to crypto, it's important to have a team you can trust. With blockchain.com, I know I'm in good hands. Since 2011, they've been trusted by millions around the world to buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrency.
Prescott's going to run this himself. Run it up the middle, and he scores.
Whether you're new to crypto or an active trader, they've got you covered. What are you waiting for? Get started at blockchain.com.
How's Wingstop sound? Crispy, juicy, classic wings. Made to order, cooked to perfection. And sauced and tossed in those 11 soul-satisfying flavors. Paired with hand-cut seasoned fries, house-made honey mustard, blue cheese, or signature Wingstop ranch. And, of course, spicy Cajun fried corn. I think you've heard enough. Get your flavor delivered at wingstop.com.
SeatGeek has your back no matter what kind of Cowboys fan you are. So whether you're a diehard fan or a don't really care fan, a we got 'em next time fan or we'll never win again fan, a here for the tailgate fan or a first one through the gates fan, SeatGeek not only makes buying and selling tickets easier than ever before, they make just about everything else easier too. So whether you're a here every week fan or haven't been here in years fan, SeatGeek has you covered. Download the SeatGeek app today. SeatGeek, your ticket to great Dallas Cowboys seats.
James Wright here, your 2022 Dallas Cowboys Fan of the the Year. You know how much I love my Cowboys, and I am thrilled to be talking to you about the 2023 Fan of the Year award presented by Captain Morgan. We're looking for the ultimate Cowboys fan to spice up the game. That means you eat, sleep, and breathe the Dallas Cowboys. If that's you, or if you know someone like me, then go to DallasCowboys.com/fan of the year, and you could win tickets to Super Bowl 58 and so much more. Enter today.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Welcome back to the last segment of the show. Each and every day brought to you by Jigsaw, the official dating partner of the Dallas Cowboys. And before we take our last call of the show, were the receivers open last night, or were they covered up? Like what was going on?
Both.
Like if you had to say the passing game, would you say why wasn't it not productive? Would it be scheme? Would it be your quarterback? Would it be your receivers?
Yes.
All the above.
Yes.
So this was just a bad game all the way around.
They're better.
Everything.
They're better. That's it.
Was it a bad game by the Cowboys, or was it just you were just outclassed?
They dictated the pace. They dictated it.
They didn't beat themselves.
They didn't beat themselves. They dictated what you were going to do.
You know, I heard some wise man say that this was a percentage defense.
It's a wise man. I'm telling you. I told y'all that Fred Warner was born to play linebacker, right? I just showed y'all the strip. My guy Scott Walker just posted a clip, and I showed you guys. Fred Warner on the ball, when he punched the ball out from Pollard, he's playing middle linebacker. Tyler Biadasz climbs to the second level beautifully. Him and Fred Warner engage, and gets, when I tell you he gets rid of him, then runs down Tony Pollard in the boundary, punches the ball loose for a fumble. Whew. That's a football play. I told y'all earlier.
Saw the ball. I mean, you see.
Yeah, it wasn't. This wasn't.
Yeah.
We call it the Pat Tillman. We call it the peanut punch.
Yeah.
Like this wasn't I hope I get it. No, he was lining it up and said,
came from grandma's
boom.
house.
And I told you guys earlier, one of the greatest football plays I've ever seen from Fred Warner, playing middle linebacker, sees the mesh route coming, jumps in front of it, and you can see Dak getting ready to let it go. He steps in front of it, kills the mesh route from the middle linebacker position, and then goes and makes a sack on Dak Prescott.
Because the safety was running behind.
Safety,
it would have been a nice pass. The safety wasn't there. And he messed it up, and then he just tracked down Dak.
So there wasn't that we beat ourselves. No. They're special, man. They are.
We ran a 4-3 with Jim and them, and that's the stuff Ken Norton and all of those guys used to do, man. They make plays because when you're fresh, he stayed fresh the whole game. They didn't play but 22 minutes. Oh, that was used to be us playing 22 minutes. It was them playing 27 minutes. They got us, 37 minutes? They were on the field, and bruh.
All right, let's take our last call and end out the show. And we only have like a minute.
This got to be the pastor. Somebody like that can lay hands and.
We only have a minute.
Heal us,
to get
pastor.
your point across.
Heal
us.
us.
To cut you off.
We got two pastors on this show.
Jesse, stay with us. Computer, welcome to the show.
What up?
What's up?
What you got?
Computer? I thought Chris turned your mic off, Jesse.
Turn my own mic off.
Y'all right 100%. This team mentally don't know how to play football.
Whoa!
Wait a second. This is the computer I like right here. When you call in with sense, computer, you can call in any time, brother. When you call in with some good sense, computer, I don't mind you calling in. Let me shut up. Go ahead, do what you got to do, computer. I'm getting out the way.
So first of all, I knew we were gonna lose that. I had a good feeling about that game until I seen Dak's face before the game started. Dak had that daggum look on his face before the game even started. That kid, I'm telling you, man, that is not the same man that left started. I don't know what's going to happen to Dak. I love him to death, but he is mentally gone. He don't have nobody to talk to in his life. He owns all the money. He don't have no kind of relationship with nobody. He has nobody to lean on. He's like Obama was when he was in the White House. He has nobody to talk to.
See, you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying, computer? I give you an inch and you take a country mile.
Go ahead on, computer. Go ahead.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead. Go ahead. Obama. We got.
When a man is going through something, he has to have somebody he can talk to be like, "Hey, bro, you're not processing this right. You're not dealing with this right." You understand what I'm saying? I'm being dead serious. What I'm saying is, it's like you just forget the Obama thing. What I mean is, it's just like us as a group. College used to run a group. They're men, but we have conversations. If they doing something wrong or something's out of whack, I can go up and talk to them and be like, "Hey, bro, you don't need to do this. We need to look at this doing this way." They respect me enough, even though they worth millions and millions of dollars. They respect me enough to have a conversation. Shannon was there. He understands what I'm talking about. How we talk to each other. This team is nearly gone, man. People tell me great Michael need to get off them daggone podcasts. He runs his mouth too much anyway. I say let's trade him and get some picks.
Oh, all right.
I'm just saying, man. Do you honestly think he's gonna change the way he thinks?
No, but trade him for trade him. The kid is young. He's in his third year.
He got to learn.
He's you would hope he'd get better.
He didn't show up last night, man.
He didn't.
He's supposed to be the best player on the
He
field.
didn't.
He walked around and had an attitude before he even started.
He didn't. But we get
How you a leader and you gonna come there and say that crap he said about we beat our? No, you did, man. You got embarrassed in front of the whole world, man. Do you not realize what you just did? No, a Dave Campo team wouldn't have played that bad.
Oh Lord! All right, computer, we gotta go, man.
Computer love. If they don't get this right, it's over with. The season probably is over with, man. Ain't no coming back from this.
Hey, computer, one question before we let you go. Chris showed me your tweet. How'd your night end out?
Oh yeah, they still over here.
Let's go. All right, computer, we'll talk to you later this week.
I win in case the Cowboys don't, because I got to hold up for it, because we can't do it by ourselves.
All right, computer, call us on Friday. We got to get out of here.
I'll
Jesse.
be out Friday, but I'm telling you, it might be over with. I might well get ready to
Oh, stop it. Kurt, good to see you today. Good to see you. We'll see you, computer.
Tell
Chris.
Obama we say hi, man.
Chris, thank you for keeping us on the air. We got to go. See you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Hanging with the boys. See you later.
out.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!